What happens when you try to add innovative technology to America's most traditional sport? Baseball is among the least progressive sports out there, but the MLB has been experimenting with electronic strike zones in various applications. That may sound great because a sport that still uses wood bats, leather gloves, and spit as an adhesive, gross, is finally warming up to some new technology. However, this new system could have huge implications on how the game is played. So let's kind of go through the current state of things in the game of baseball. There are 4 people that affect whether a pitch is a ball or a strike. You have the pitcher, the catcher, the batter, and the umpire. If you've played baseball, you understand that the pitcher throws to the catcher. If the batter takes the pitch, the umpire can either call it a ball for being outside the strike zone or a strike for being inside the strike zone. There are a few pros and cons to this dynamic. For pros, it's authentic and it's part of the heritage of baseball. Another benefit is that you can't overturn a called ball or strike. You can argue all you want, but it's going to stay the same. This helps keep the game moving and doesn't add any stoppage time to an already really long game. One of my favorite benefits of having this dynamic is having a relationship develop between the catcher and the umpire, even throughout an entire season. As a former catcher for 17 years, as a former catcher of 16 years, this really hits home with me because I always like talking to the umpire, getting his take on why he called a ball or a strike, and really just helping each other out where the catcher keeps the umpire protected and the umpire provides feedback for the catcher to relay to the pitcher. If you watched baseball before, you obviously know that there are cons to this dynamic. Umpires can definitely get calls wrong on occasion, and it can send players, coaches, and fans into a rage. This can affect players throughout the remainder of the at-bat, and also get players and coaches ejected from the game, although who doesn't love a good baseball brawl clearing the benches? So what's the alternative at the opposite end of the spectrum? That would be your fully automated strike zone system. With this system, you would completely remove the umpire from the equation and just have a computer call all the balls and strikes. You would also have the ability to challenge a call as the pitcher, catcher, or batter. Some pros to this is that theoretically, the computer would call the correct call every single time. That's assuming that the computer is calibrated correctly. Hopefully this also means that people aren't losing their minds as much when there's a bad call. Maybe it's not so great. However, the cons of this system is that it may slow the game down because people are challenging calls, you have to go to the booth, kind of take some time. But most importantly, the most important to me at least, is that there's no catcher-umpire relationship. Completely remove the umpire, there's no feedback from the umpire to the catcher. It's kind of nice to have a little friend behind the plate with you. From the looks of it, it seems like both of these systems are very flawed, but I think the MLB has come up with the perfect solution. They're calling it ABS. No, it's not anti-lock braking system. ABS stands for Automated Ball Strike. Pretty simple. So during the 2022 minor league season, the MLB was testing out this automated ball strike challenge system throughout the season. The way it works is that there's still an umpire behind the plate calling balls and strikes as usual, but ABS allows players to challenge the call. Only the hitters, pitchers, and catchers have the ability to do this. And once they do so, a visual pops up on the large screen, the jumbotron, whatever you want to call it, and shows where the pitch was, kind of like in tennis where they show where the ball hit the line. However, this is not an unlimited amount of challenges. Each team, not each player, has 3 total challenges, and it works like football where if you make a challenge and you don't win that challenge, you lose that. You don't get it the rest of the game. But if you win, you retain that challenge, you can use it throughout the rest of the game. This will move the game forward immensely in a technological sense and still maintain that heritage of the game. There would still be that catcher-umpire relationship. The game wouldn't be slowed down too much because there's a limit on the amount of challenges, and there's still that accuracy factor of getting checked by the automated system. As a baseball fan and a tech head, I can't wait to see this in action when the MLB finally brings it to the show in the next couple of years. Let us know what you think about this in the comments. Do you think this is a good solution? Leave a like if you enjoy this type of video, subscribe for the vibe, and always remember, you can't be beefy without the cake.